Death trap engaged. It goes taller than I remember. All right, now let's lock it in. Almost, just missing one corner. Oh, we gotta lift it back up. And now it should be locked on all corners. Locked in, locked in, locked in right here, and locked in right there. And here, it was dripping a little bit. I don't know why. I mean, I don't think it's gonna drop, but we can put a jack stand underneath for all of you who are worried that it's gonna drop, or for every one of you that is hoping that it's gonna drop. It seems to be a little bit of a mix in the audience, but we'll put some jack stands just in case, because you can never be too safe. And on these front ones, I don't have the room to lift them up. So I'm just going to leave it a little gap here. So if this thing comes crashing down, we'll know it, but it won't actually, you know, hit me or crush me. All right, so on to today's task. We are going to have to drop a lot of stuff on this thing. I do have like a little leak, a little seepage on the transmission at the back, so I want to get that fixed. I was hoping to kind of like do that later, but I think I am going to drop the transmission, CV axles, the torque tube, and all that to get access to the flywheel so I can put in the timing tool, the flywheel lock. So I've been looking around the forums and everything, and there's a couple of things people have been doing to these 924s to loosen the crank bolts that are really, really tight. People have been putting a wrench on there, breaker bars, cranked the engine and broke it loose. I tried a power tool, couldn't get it off. I've been looking for tools that will fit on the front, but I can't find any. The only thing I found when I was looking through the 924 workshop manuals was this guy. So this is an Audi Volkswagen flywheel lock, and you have to install it on the back side, on the flywheel side. So you have to remove all of that, which is annoying, but it's not too bad. But I do need to deal with that transmission anyway, drain it, change the seals, and get it tip-top shape again. So I guess we have to do it now. I tried taking out the starter. I got the starter loose, but there's no way of getting a tool like this or any other flywheel tool in there. So this seems to be the only real way to do it. So let's get doing. Just so you guys know, this is what I'm looking at. So this guy is so tight, I can't get it off. I was hoping there was a tool with like pins you could just stick in and hold it and then put a wrench through it and loosen it, but there isn't. There is a lot of oil here, so I think maybe there is a leak here in the oil pump. So on top of doing the water pump, I'm also doing the oil pump, and I'm just going to clean everything up and get it all nice and good. So that is today's task. Let's get started. And I don't know if you can see here, but it is dripping fluid here, and it's been spraying everywhere. It's like it's got stuff all over the place here. So we're gonna take care of this one today. And then these CV shafts are always kind of a pain to deal with, but we are gonna have to take them off. So in order to unscrew all these bolts, we need to pull the handbrake, unless you have somebody holding the wheel for you, which I do not. So now the wheel isn't going anywhere, and we can undo all the bolts that we have access to. Then take the handbrake down, move the wheel, do more bolts. So just go around until we do them all. Let's see, what do we got here? This classic one that seems to be used for everything. Does seem like it, but it seems very tight in there. I might have to dig out some grease and gunk. Let's try that. No, they seem pretty clean. I really don't want to strip these because it is quite the pain when you do. So let's see. Here it goes. Feels like it was starting to strip. Oh, there we go. It's coming out. It's good. Oh my God. It is really in there. That one's already loose. Whoa. Oh, that's not good. This one has sheared off at some point. Interesting. Well, good thing I'm doing it now. Everything's almost out. Keeping a couple in there because it's still got to turn around, and then let's try the other side. Okay, so far so good. Wow, that was a much better hit rate than the other one, so hopefully the rest will go as well. Here we have the CV axles off, and no wonder some of them stripped, or I mean they didn't really strip, but I couldn't get them off because user error. I had forgotten, it's been so long since I worked on these cars, I had forgotten the Porsche uses triple squares. I should have remembered that, and I maybe should have looked at the workshop manual or the repair manual, or I should have just looked closely at the bolts. But yeah, they use these triple squares, so 12 points. So I just got the correct tool, which is these guys right here, and once I banged those into the bolts, I was able to loosen it. But yes, always read up before you do it. I just totally blanked, and I just went off my my memory, which obviously a little faulty. So yeah, so not Torx, but 12 points. CV axles are off. Now we just got to remove the little coupler that holds the transmission to the torque tube, and in order to do that, I don't remember this from the 944s, but I guess they must be the same. You gotta engage the clutch pedal. So I moved the seat forward as much as I could, got a steel bar, a chrome bar, and I wedged it between the seats and the clutch pedal. So the clutch pedal is now engaged or depressed, and that should let us turn the transmission so that we can get the coupler facing the right way so we can remove the Torx bolts. Got our tools. Hopefully that's what we need. Let's see. And over here we have a hole. I took out this little plug, and that gives us access to see where the coupler is. And right now it's off to the side, and we got to get it moved towards us so that we can actually get access to it. Okay, it should get us access. So last one all the way over there, and we also need to remove that one so we can slide this whole coupler towards the back of the car so we can slip it off the torque tube. As you can imagine, can be really tedious, annoying work, but we'll get there. Oh. That was not comfortable. How did that slip out? But it's coming. The coupler is out. I don't know if we can see it, but now we should be able to slide it back. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts holding the torque tube to the transmission. We need to remove the hanger, and that's with these bolts, and then also this clamp right here. So let's focus on this one first. And I think these are going to be 13s. And they are. Don't lose the washers. Now let's tackle this guy, which should be Well, it's a 17. I should have gotten a 17, but I didn't. Nope, I was wrong. I had anticipated it. I mean, that should come loose once everything's loose. And then we have a screw here, which I should just be able to unscrew. Slide it over. This should be all coming down. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, the transmission is a little loose now, so that's good. We're almost there. The torque tube has been disconnected from the transmission. The exhaust is off. All we need to do now is remove the bolts that hold the transmission in place and also disconnect the shifter, which can be a little bit of a pain, but I think once we're able to drop the transmission, there's more room to get in there and try and access the bolt. So let's put the transmission jack on. And this guy has seen better days, but it is maybe, I don't know, at this point, like 15 years old. I bought it at Harbor Freight and it's been doing really well. It's sun bleached, it's been sitting outside, it's been rained on. It looks like a mess. Maybe we should clean it up a little bit before we use it. So behind this boot, there is a bolt. So I just gotta try and, without damaging this boot, try to pull it over the bolt here. Ah. Ah. There we go. This should let us disconnect it. I guess this is it's held in by wire, huh? Just gotta break this wire. There we go. And now the whole transmission should be free. We just have to push this rod all the way through inside the cabin. And then there is a little C-clip right here that we have to disconnect, and then we can pull this thing out. There are tools for it, but sometimes you can just push it, force it on one side until it starts coming loose like this, and then you just pull it out. There you go. Tiny little C-clip. Just gonna place that right here so we don't forget. Maybe give this a little tap. It has been on there for a while. Now we can pull this out. I don't know, maybe that's enough. So now we just gotta jack up the transmission jack and then take a strap and wrap it around the transmission so we can really strap it to the jack, and then we can securely lower it down so it doesn't fall on you, because this is pretty heavy. These transmissions, even without the fluid, they're pretty heavy, so you don't want them to tip over while you're kind of wrestling it out. Okay, I guess the strap doesn't work, but... yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you planned, but I just pulled the strap really tight and tied it together, and hopefully it's fine. Gotta loose this guy. And now it should be just as easy as lowering the transmission jack. I left the transmission mount on the transmission, makes it easier to drop it. And you just got to make sure that you have pulled the coupler all the way to the end so you can pull the transmission as far back as you can towards the wheel well to get this thing out and not get stuck. Success! Now we just got to clean it up and loosen the torque tube to pull it back. Then we should be able to put the flywheel lock on, and then we should be able to get the crank bolt off. This is turning into a lot of work. All right, I'm going to clean the transmission before we do anything else because it just needs to get cleaned completely. If you're new here, a like and a subscribe would mean a ton. We got a lot of stuff to do. I'm working on getting these videos out as quick as I can, but this is going to be a project, and I hope you're going to come with me.